morning, it's Bob Mason from FX Empire. It's Monday, the 22nd of June, and welcome to a crypto review of EOS, Ethereum, Ripple, and Bitcoin. Jumping straight into EOS against the dollar and the hourly candlestick, it's been a relatively bullish start to the day. Going to EOS move through the pivot at 253, however, to bring this first major resistance level sitting at 54.65 into play. Going to need support from the broader market to break out through to 54 levels. Barring an extended crypto rally on the day, however, we should see that first major resistance level cap the upside. Breakout would bring yesterday's high sitting at 56 into play. Failure to break through that pivot will bring this first major support level sitting at 2.5 into play. Barring extended sell-off, we should see EOS avoid the second major support level sitting at 48.41. Moving across to the daily candlestick and looking at the near-term bullish trend formed back at mid-March, going to need to see EOS break out from the day's resistance levels and start taking a run at this first key resistance level at 290 to bring this major resistance level at 311 into play to support the near-term bullish trend. Pull back through this first support level at 242, however, would bring this major support level at 226 into play. That would be a reversal of that near-term bullish trend. Looking at the MACDs, we're seeing the chances of a crossover limited at the moment, with the bearish trend continuing. So we're going to need to see a breakout through the pivot. That's going to be key to support a crossover in a bullish day following yesterday's pullback. Moving across to Ethereum dollar on the hourly candlestick. Again, positive start to the day after an initial dip. Going to need to see Ethereum break through the pivot at 229 to support upward momentum on the day, and that would bring the first major resistance level sitting at 230 into play. Barring an extended rally on the day, should see Sunday's high at 231.29 cap the upside on the day. Failure to break through that pivot would see a reversal of these early gains, and that would bring the first major support level sitting at 226.67. Should see Ethereum continue to avoid sub 220s, however, we got the second major support level sitting at 225.53 into play. And then we've also got the key support level at 225 to also limit the downside on the day. Moving across to the daily candlesticks and the MACD, as I mentioned, we've got the key support level sitting at 225, sitting here. Break a fall through that and we will see sub 200s and that key support level at 176, which would reverse this near-term bullish trend. Breakout would be needed through 230s to then bring this key resistance level that's sitting at 253 and the 23.6% fib at 257 into play. Ethereum's going to need to break out from that 23.6% fib to maintain this near-term bullish trend formed back in mid-March. Looking at the MACDs again, well, we got some upside on the day. Histogram's pointing to a bearish trend forming, so going to need to avoid that sub 225 on the day. Moving across to Ripple against the dollar and the hourly candlestick. Again, similar trend seen for Ripple. Early dip before moving into positive territory. Going to need to see a break through the pivot at 1870, however, to support a run at this first major resistance level at 1879. Barring an extended rally on the day, should see the second major resistance level at 1897 cap the upside. Failure to break through the pivot would see Ripple resume that downward trend that we saw yesterday and bring that first major support level sitting at 1852 into play. Barring an extended sell-off, we should see Ripple avoid the third major support level at 1817. We've got the second major support level sitting at 1843 and a key support level at 1840 to limit the downside on the day. Moving to the daily candlesticks and the MACD for Ripple, we're seeing Ripple struggling to break out through to 1900s. So we've got this key support level, as I mentioned, at 1840 sitting here. Fall through that second major support level, and 1840 will bring this key support level at 1750 into play, which would then reverse that near-term bullish trend. Going to need to see Ripple break out through 20s to bring that first key resistance level at 2130, and then a breakthrough to 2350s to maintain the near-term bullish trend. Looking at the MACD, we're seeing the histograms narrow, which could support some upside on the day to reverse yesterday's losses. Moving across to Bitcoin's daily candlestick and the MACD, we're seeing Bitcoin continue to struggle to break through that 9,500 resistance that we've been talking about. Going to need to break through that and the day's resistance levels to bring 9,900, which is key at the moment for Bitcoin. That will then support a run at this key resistance level at 10,398 to support the near-term bullish trend. Fall through sub 9s and the 23.6% fib sitting at 8,900 would bring that key support level at sub 8,700. That would then be a breakdown for Bitcoin and then reverse that near-term bullish trend. Looking at the MACDs, we're not seeing any sign of a bullish trend forming on the day. Going to need to see that breakthrough 9,500 to support a reversal of last week's losses.